So now that we built value, now we flirted, we want to ask them for the date. And that's what we call closing. Okay. So closing is getting the yes today. That's what closing is. Closing is get the yes today. So we're going to do comparison pricing and we do the negotiations. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is getting a comfortable yes today. It's so easy when you do the value building. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the website and you can follow along with me. Everyone go ahead and pull up your two websites, My Vector Demo and Your Cutco Demo. So let's go ahead and pull up those sites. And on Your Cutco Demo, we're down here where we left off yesterday. So yesterday we left off at the entertainer pack. We went through the entertainer pack and that's where we finished the presentation. So this is where we just ended. And then on the demo, on the training manual, we're at here at the top of page 8, which is in summary. So let's go through it. So Mrs. Jones, let me review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. You always have sharp American-made knives that are comfortable, safe, and sanitary. Cutco is guaranteed to last forever, so it'll be the last set of knives you'd ever buy. And Cutco saves a lot of money. Most customers who buy a set eat out less. And if that saves $60 a month, that's $720 this year. Over 25 years, you'll save $18,000. Now, here's what's interesting. Right now, especially with COVID, think about how many people are eating out less now than before. So if they're eating out less, what does that mean? They're doing more of at home. They're cooking at home a lot more. So if they're cooking at home a lot more, there's more of a demand and a desire for cooking utensils that are going to make that job that much easier. So it's very easy to be able to explain that to a customer. It's like, listen, the money you were spending on eating out, you could just redistribute that and get a set of Cutco. This is easy. This is why everyone's buying right now, especially during the holiday season. Now, there are several reasons why so many customers choose sets. Oh, by the way, on this $60 a month, by the way, that is like crazy cheap. Okay. I need you to understand how much it costs for a family to go out to dinner. So let me just paint a picture for you. So let's say a family goes out, let's say a family of 4. Okay. Family of 4 goes out to dinner. Okay. Let's say they go to Cheesecake Factory. So let's say the parents' entrees, let's say they're like 25 bucks each. So that means $50 for mom and dad. And let's say the kids' entrees are maybe like $15 each. So that's $30 for the kids. And let's say mom and dad get a couple cocktails. Let's say $30 for their cocktails. And let's say the kids get a couple of sodas, maybe $10 for their sodas. Let's say they get 2 appetizers for the tables. Let's say the appetizers are like 15 bucks. For let's say 2 appetizers, $15, maybe 20 actually. And then let's say the dessert, we got to get the cheesecake. So maybe 25 bucks for some dessert for the table, for the cheesecake. So how much is this dinner? This dinner is going to run 80, 110, 120, 140, 165, 165 plus tip and tax. Now, let's say tip and tax, by the way, tip is 18%, tax, let's say 7%. So that's another 25% on top of the bill, which is another $40. So it's another $40, which equals $205 for dinner. So if you have a family that can go eat out at Cheesecake Factory for $200, then they can get, if they could do that once a month, think about how much money that's saving them, right? So something to keep in mind. So when this says $60 a month, that is a very low conservative number that ends up saving them a lot of money just by eating at home a little bit more. All right. So there are several reasons why customers choose sets. They have the right tool. They have a built-in discount. They're cheaper. They get free cutting board and other free stuff. They're safer. They come in a block or a tray. And we have the interest-free monthly investment option, so you don't have to pay for it all at once. Okay, well, Grandma, now what we're going to do is we're going to exit full screen. And we'll do that by hitting the escape button. Okay, so we exited that. And now we're going to scroll down to the slide that says set options. Do you see that? Yep, we see it right here. Great. And it says selecting the best options. So let's go ahead. I'm going to click right there. Do you see that on my screen right now, Grandma? You do? All right, awesome. So when it comes to high quality cutlery, it's like anything else. There's a wide variety of quality and prices. Cutco's top rated, so of course we would only compare to the highest quality brands. I have a price comparison for top competitors called Wusthof and Schön. Have you heard of them before? No? No problem. They're at like Williams Sonoma. They're very popular. The price of the Wusthof set is $3,435, and sometimes you can find it on sale for $2,000. There are some differences, though, between these brands and Cutco. See, Wusthof has mostly straight edges, so they need to be sharpened constantly, which is a hassle. They're not recommended for the dishwasher, and the warranty's only on manufacturer's defects only. And in comparison, see, Cutco, we have the wedge lock handle, exclusive Double D Stay Sharp edge. We have our 4-part forever guarantee, including the free sharpening. So Cutco owners will tell you it is 10 times better than any other knives they've ever used. And just considering the guarantee and the unique features, most people would agree that Cutco's at least twice as good as Wusthof. And when something offers twice the quality, twice the value, and lasts forever, you'd expect to be at least twice the price. And at twice the price, you're talking over $4,000 for your set of Cutco. Let me just go ahead and show you what you get. So I'll click to the next slide and show you what you get. So this is your basic set. That's the Homemaker set. It's the most popular set we have. It's perfect for families that cook 2 to 4 times a week. It has the 10 basic tools I explained earlier, 8 table knives, the wood block, the sharpener for straight edges as well. Now, as you can see in the picture, you could get this set in the black color handles, or you could get this set in the white color handles. Which color do you like better? And by the way, you could also get this in the red color handles if you wanted to. Black, white, or red? Yeah, I agree. That looks really nice. Great choice. Now, the great thing is it doesn't cost $4,000. So grandma, I want you to go ahead and write down $4,000 in your notebook. Can you write that down? Go ahead and cross that off because it's not quite $4,000 because it's not sold in stores. Since Cutco's not sold in stores, we don't have to charge that much. In fact, it doesn't even cost as much as the Wusthof price of the $34.35. So you can cross that off as well. The Homemaker Plus 8 set is only, there's a blank line. What do we do? How do we find out the price? So ready? What you're going to do is you're going to right click here on page 9, and you click open link in new tab. And you can see here, the Homemaker Plus 8 set is only $13.26 paid in full. Isn't that kind of cool? Some of you are like, wait a minute. How is it so cheap? Because it's not sold in stores. Because it's made in America. Because we cut out the overhead. We can offer a product that is better than the competition for a third of their price because we're sold direct and we're manufactured right here in America. Isn't that awesome? For some of you, I mean, $13.26, that's like prom night. $13.26 is just another household appliance. I know some of you are thinking like, dang, Mike, you got me. I thought it was going to be $4,000. What the hell? We actually had a student, Aiko Conquo. His customer thought it was $4,000. So when he told her it was $4,000 for the set, but let me show you what you get. It's, she's like, cool, I'll take it. He said, well, it's not quite $4,000. Let me show you. He built it up, showed her exactly what it was. And then she says, whoa, at that price, I'll buy 4. And she bought 4 Homemaker sets. One for her and one for each of her kids because it was such a good deal. I showed you a video yesterday of the customer who she said this is her 4th set of Cutco because it's such a good deal. It's such a good deal that of course they want to get it. Of course they want to get it. So it's pretty exciting. So when you're explaining this to your customer, you want to help them see it's only $13.26 paid in full. But here, what I'm about to show you, ready? This right here, what I'm about to show you is how Dalila Kolar sold 4 Homemaker sets in her first 3 days on the job. What I'm about to show you is how Connor Flaherty had a Homemaker set after Homemaker set. He sold 4 in a row on his first 4 presentations. You ready for this? You don't want to miss it. This is how everyone buys a Homemaker set. This is it. Ready? This is so simple. This is how you're going to do it. The monthly installment plan. Most of our customers take advantage of our 5-month interest-free easy pay option, which is only $289 today, which includes tax. So all they did is they said, so go ahead and write down 289 today. Go write down 289 today and circle it. Write down 289 today and circle it. So Miss Jones, it's like an extra grocery bill. So do you see how that sounds? Do you see how small that sounds? So Miss Jones, it's like an extra grocery bill. Do you see how it's like, no, it's no big deal. It's like nothing. So it's just like an extra grocery bill. That's all they said. So it's just like an extra grocery bill. So for one extra grocery bill today, you'll be able to try out the entire set. And we have a buy now bonus where if you buy now, I can give you the entertainer pack or those super shears that cut the penny for free. So all 4 of these gadgets or the super shears that cut the penny for free, your choice. Which would you rather? Cool. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you. Would you like to, right here, see, try out the Homemaker set, right? Because they could try it out for a few weeks and get your free gifts. Remember I said yesterday where it's like, worst case scenario, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you have a dinner with me and your favorite gelato. Best case scenario, we see what happens. Worst case scenario, you try out the set and you don't like it, send it back, get a refund. Best case scenario, you have the best set of knives and you get free gifts by just trying it out. So what do you think? And you smile and nod and keep quiet. And that's it. By making sure they write down this number on paper, circling it and comparing it to an extra grocery bill, it is an easy yes. If you want to make it even easier, break it down weekly. $289 a week is like 70 something bucks a week for an average family. That's no big deal. That's no big deal. And it's only for 5 months. It's not forever. So hit me up in WhatsApp after kind of seeing how you do the closing process and how you present those price points. Hit me up on WhatsApp. Send me over those light bulbs. What's showing up for you? So now we asked them for the sale. We asked them, do you want to buy? So we went through what is called the closing process. So the 7 steps to the closing. And again, you can take a screenshot of this if you want, but we did a comparison of Wüsthof and Henckels. We built up the competitor. Said, this is what the competitor offers. This is what they cost. This is why they're awesome. We say, but Cutco's better. And that's why we should cost more. So, and we have them write down the $4,000. Then we say, let me just show you what you get. We refresh them on what they're getting. Then we ask them, which color do you like better? That's called the test close. That's getting the small yes before you get the big yes. Like if you were going to go out to dinner with me, what type of food do you like? Do you like Italian? Do you like Thai food? What type of food do you like? If you were going to go out to dinner with me, well, I like Italian food. Great. So that's like the test close before you get the yes. Then it's like, great. So I'm going to go out for Thai food, or you like Italian. I'm going to go out for Italian food Friday night. So what do you think? If you come out with me Friday night for Italian food, I'll also take you out for dessert, my treat. Worst case scenario, you have a delicious meal. Best case scenario, we see what happens from there. Would you like to join me on Friday night for dinner? Smile and nod. It's all about confidence. It's all about confidence. If you and you could fake it till you make it. What does a confident person do? They smile and nod. They smile and nod. You don't have to be confident. You can just pretend it. All right. So just smile and nod if you need to. And that's it. Smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod. Now, once you ask them for the order, one of 2 things are going to happen. They're going to say either yes or they're going to say no. If they say yes, we do an upserve. If they say no, we're going to investigate. Yes, upserve, no, investigate. What does that mean? What it means is, as far as a yes, upserving is where you show them the options that they didn't know existed. For example, you'll show them the 2 larger sets for families that love to cook or like they like to cook or they love to cook, right? So especially if they're a family of 4 or 5, or they cook a few times a week, or they have a nice kitchen, we're going to show them that. So if you get an easy yes on the Homemaker, there might be a better suit for a medium set or a complete set. So just something to think about. That's an upserve. We'll show them another option. If they're unsure, and if it's like, I'm just not sure right now, what we're going to do is we're going to investigate. Okay. So in the training manual, it looks like this. You're going to call your coach either way, regardless of what they say. So if they say, yes, I'll take it, you want to call your coach to check in, to check out of your appointment. If they say no, you still want to call your coach to check in for the appointment. What you're going to do is you're going to give your coach a code. And the code is considering or definitely. If you say to your coach, definitely getting, that means you need an upserve. If you say to your coach, considering getting, that means you need a deal. So this is the negotiation process. The negotiation process is very, very simple because your coach is going to do your first 2 or 3 or 4 with you on the phone. They're going to do the first 2 or 3 with you. You don't even have to do anything. You're just going to learn from them and they're going to do it with you. So it'll look like this. You ask them, so what do you think? Do you want to go and get it? They say, yes. Great. I got to call my coach real fast just to check in and clock out of the appointment. You ask them, so what do you think? Do you want to get it? Yes. Oh, you clock out or clock in. You ask them, you say, yes. Great. You ask them, they say, no. You say, no problem. I'm just going to call my coach real fast. I just need to check in. So either way, it doesn't matter. You still call in right after you ask, right here on this part of your presentation. There's 2 reasons for this. Number 1, so you can learn what to do. That's why they're called training appointments. That's why we pay you to do training appointments, so you can learn what to do. That's number 1. Number 2, it slows you down so that way you don't talk out of nervousness, because many of you are going to be nervous and you're like, I don't know what to say. And you start vomiting out of the mouth. So it just slows you down. Think of that as like a yield sign. It's not a stop sign. It's like a yield sign just to slow you down because your customer likes Cutco. They like it. They want it. But more important, we want to make sure that you see how the process looks. Now, I'm going to walk you through what this process looks like just so you can see, but you're going to see it firsthand this weekend when you do your appointments. Okay. So you call your coach, you say yes, you upserve. They say no, we're going to investigate. So this is what it's going to look like. What does your coach ask? How do they ask? This is what it sounds like. You can take notes on this if you want, but you're going to experience it this weekend. So on myvectordemo.com, what's going to happen is you're going to call your coach. You call your coach right here. You'll see that on my Vector Demo. This is right. It's buy now bonus. If yes, if no, either way, you call your coach. When you call your coach, these are the questions your coach is going to ask. They're going to say this. They're going to investigate. See, this is what your coach asked. This is how your coach asks. So if we were going to role play, it would sound something like this. So it'd be like, great. Congrats on finishing your first appointment. How was it? Did you have fun? Yeah, it's cool. They were impressed with Cutco. Yeah, great. Go ahead and ask them this question. Did you like Cutco? And you're going to say, did you like Cutco today? And you'll be on Zoom with them. We'll be on the phone with you. And they'll say, yes. It's great. Great. What did you like most about it? Then you'll say, what did you like most about it? And then they'll say, oh, I love the guarantee, or I loved how cutting ability, or I loved how smooth everything was, or I love how it's American made, or whatever they say. It's like, great. So let me ask you, what are you unsure of? Now that's why you need to use the code of considering. So we know that they were unsure. Considering means they were unsure. If you said definitely getting, we would say they like, okay, yeah, what'd you like most about it? I loved it. So we're not going to ask them, what are you unsure of? We're going to say, great, we're going to show you another set option that you didn't see yet, because we have some friends and family specials on those sets. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit. What are you unsure of? They'll say one of 2 things. There's only 2 reasons they're going to be unsure. They're either going to say it's too much money, or they're going to say it's too many pieces. It's like too large of a set. That's all they're going to say. It's going to be one of those 2. If they ever say anything that's not one of those 2, it's because of one of those 2 things. Like if they ever said, oh, I just need to think about it. It's like, okay, what do you want to think about? I just want to think about, is it too much money or is it too many pieces? Right? I have to ask my husband. Totally cool. What do you think what is it that you think your husband would be curious on? What size set, or how much money should we spend? Right? It's always going to be one of those 2 things. Is it money, or is it the size of the set? Either way, with whatever they say here, what are you unsure of? It's like, okay, so just to clarify, do you feel like it's too much money, or is it too many knives? And then they're going to say that. Once we get that information, we're going to drop down and show them a smaller option. Now, in your advanced training, that's where you're going to learn how to handle the knee-jerk reactions. This weekend, we are not going to teach you that. We're going to do it for you. And you're going to hear us do it on the phone for you. And that's why it's training appointments. You will learn more from your coaches during those appointments, before, during, and after those appointments than ever. Now, they're not doing that for you forever. They're only doing that for you this weekend, because next weekend or the next training class, they got to do it for them. They can't be doing it for you and them all the time. They're only going to do it for you for your first few appointments, because they're training appointments. So they're going to ask these questions. That's what it's going to sound like. Then what they're going to do with this information they just got, they're going to sell them off the previous option and onto the next option. So for example, if like someone was trying to sell me a BMW 7 Series, they would sell me off the 7 Series and onto the 5 Series by saying something like, you're not going to need the twin turbo engine. I mean, you could live without that, right? You could live with the single. Yeah, I could live with the single. Do you think you could live with, do you think you could live without the turbo booster? Yeah, I could live without the turbo booster. Awesome. Well, if you could live without those two things, then that saves you a ton of money. Let me show you this smaller option. And now I'm like, all right, cool. If the BMW salesperson went from a 7 Series to a keychain and they sounded like this, you don't want the 7 Series? Why? Oh, you're broke? Got it. Well, here's a keychain with my phone number. I guess when you get money again, call me. Right? Like, what? No, of course not. Can you imagine a salesperson saying something like this? Oh, you can't afford the 7 Series? Well, there's a couple used BMWs, or there's a Honda dealership down the road. Take your broke ass over there. Right? Like, what? No, of course not. Of course not. Right? What are they going to do? They're going to do a process called dropping down. It's just showing smaller options. That's all they're doing. So they're showing smaller options. So how do we do it? We sell them off the previous option onto the next one. So how do we do that? Your coach will do that for you. It's going to sound like this. They're going to say something like this. Miss Jones, Aunt Sally, you're not going to carve a turkey every day, right? No? Cool. Well, then it doesn't make sense to spend money on items you won't use all the time. So let me show you this next option. And then they're going to show them the next option. And that next option is called the galley set. By the way, this is the set my parents got for me. My parents were a hard no on the Homemaker. My parents, they were a hard no on the Homemaker set. So when I asked them if you wanted to buy the Homemaker set, they said no. Hard no. She said, my mom was like, we're broke. There's way too many of you kids. I cannot give you this money. She was like giving it to me. She thought it was giving it to me. She's like, I cannot give you this money. There's no way in hell that we could do that. Hard no on the Homemaker set. I was like, no problem. I called my coach. I said, Andrew, my mom is considering Cutco, but she's just like, there's no way she's going to be able to do it right now. And he answered those questions for me. He said, so did you like Cutco? I said, Mom, did you like Cutco? She said, yeah, I loved it. I said, what did you like most about it? She said, oh, I love the guarantee and everything. I said, what are you unsure of? She said, we're just broke. We can't afford anything right now. Now, keep in mind that for me, I heard that my entire life from my mom. My entire life. I'll give you an example. I remember I was like 5 years old. I went grocery shopping with my mom. I don't know if any of you guys ever went grocery shopping with your parents as a kid, but I tried to sneak an action figure like a Matchbox card into the shopping cart. Any of you guys ever tried to pull that move before? Maybe for you it was like a Barbie or something, but I tried to sneak one in. We get to the cash register and my mom is swiping the groceries. She says, what is this? I couldn't be more than 5 years old. I said, I don't know. Can we get it? She says, no, we're broke. Put it back. And in my mind, I was like, broke ass family, can't even afford my 99-cent dollar Matchbox car. I was like, we're broke. But as an adult looking back on that, my mom had a shopping cart filled with groceries. How much is a shopping cart filled with groceries? $200-300? Without even batting an eye, she swiped her credit card. Like if my 99 cents Matchbox car was going to be was going to break the bank, like my mom couldn't afford it. No, it's not that she couldn't afford it. It's that she didn't want to afford it. So she said, I can't afford it. So I literally heard that my entire life. So my mom would only spend money on things that she would want. And she obviously didn't want my Matchbox car, but I was too young to comprehend that. So if anyone ever says I can't afford it, it's not that they don't want to. In most cases, it's not that they can't. It's just that right then, it's just not, they're not comfortable with it yet. But watch how I help this is how I help my mom get comfortable. So I called Andrew and all my mom needed was a good deal. My mom's a good customer. She just needed a good deal. So when we called her, so what are you unsure of the price? Okay. Is it like the too many knives, too much money? She's just like, it's way too much money. So we dropped down to the galley set. And we slide right here. We go to the galley set right here. And I said, Mom, It's almost everything the homemaker has. It's a perfect starter set and it'll take care of all your needs. And I said that line, I said, you're not going to cover turkey every day, right? She says, no, we barely eat turkey. Then it doesn't make sense to spend money on items you would never use. So let me show you this next option. I said, as you can see, this galley set will still take care of all your needs. It comes with the paring knife for the air, the trimmer for the small stuff. It comes with the spatula spreader, and they're looking at the knives while I'm reading them off. It comes with the meat knife, the serving piece, the vegetable chopper, the bread knife, and it still comes with 6 table knives. Mom, this is a few less knives for a lot less money. And instead of paying $13.26 for the homemaker, go ahead and cross out the $13.26 you wrote down earlier. The galley plus 6 set is only $9.57. Go ahead and circle $9.57, cross that out and put $209. Circle $209. That's all it is a month for 5 months. So mom, that's $52 a week out of the budget. And if you do it today, I could still give you the entertainer pack or the super shears for free. What do you think? Is that something you'd like to get today? My mom had a hard no on the homemaker set. And she then said, I still get that for free? I said, yep. What is that, by the way? That is called a buying question. So if a customer ever asks anything like that, it's a buying question. So she said, I still get that for free. So my manager's still on speakerphone with me. And I said, yes. She says, great. Well, I want both for free. Go, that's my mom. That's my mom. I want both for free. So Andrew said, we can't do both of those for free, but here's what we can do. What is your one favorite gadget out of the entertainer pack? So my mom said that vegetable peeler. She said, I would use that thing all the time. He said, okay, if I can do the vegetable peeler and the super shears, will you buy it today? She said, if you could do the super shears and the vegetable peeler, I'll do it today. He said, sold. My mom said, sold. My mom went from a hard no on the homemaker set to a yes on the galley set at the $52 a week, $209 a month. And how I was able to get it to her was because I said, Mom, it's like $26 for you and $26 for dad. That's it. 26 bucks for you, 26 for dad. You do that each week for the next 5 months. You'll have the set forever and you could throw away all the other knives in the kitchen and you're done and you rip off the Band-Aid. What do you think? Sold. That free stuff put her over the top and she was cool with it. So the reason why I'm explaining this to you is by showing smaller options, you're going to help your customers feel comfortable with the next option. So you sell them off the previous one, sell them on to the next one. And again, this is what your coach is going to do for you. This is what your coach is going to do for you for your first few presentations. Now, if they're still unsure, no problem. What do we do? Remember, if they say yes, we upserve. We'll show mom gifts and accessories, all the other gadgets, garden tools, all that other stuff. If she says no, what are we going to do? We're going to ask a few questions and drop down. We're going to ask a few questions and drop down. So these are the next few questions. Which tool from the galley set would you use the least? Would you use a block? And you'd use the table knives, right? How many? So that's what it sounds like. So going back to the website here, hopefully you guys are following along with me with your site so you can see what this looks like. If yes, congratulations. If no, no problem. We ask those questions, we investigate, and then out of the tools in the galley set, which one would you use the least? Let's say they say the fork. I wouldn't use the fork. It's like, cool. Would you use a block? Yes. And you'd use the table knives, right? Yeah, the ones that cut the leather? Yeah, how many? I don't know, maybe 4. So no fork, in a block, 4 table knives. So what are we going to do? We're going to show the next few starter sets. We have starter sets in blocks and we have starter sets in trays. So depending on whatever they just said, whatever their responses are to these questions here, we're going to show them these sets. So the essential set has a fork, probably not a good option. Studio set, no fork, in a block, 4 table knives, probably a good option. This one here has a fork in a tray, probably not a good option. This one, no fork in a tray, and we could add on 4 table knives. We would say, so which out of these sets do you like the best? And then the customer will choose. Maybe they say an all knife set with 4 table knives. Maybe they'll say the studio plus 4 set. We'll give them options. And here's the best part. Once they see their options and they see these prices, training class, the prices you're about to see, every single one of you could afford these. Every one of you could afford one of these starter packages. I call these the Chipotle sets. These are the sets that paid my way through college. It took me like I don't know, probably 2 months to sell my first homemaker set. I was not the best sales rep. I was not the most confident. The reason why I'm like so passionate about not thinking like a broke college kid is because I did, and I didn't get off to a good start. I only sold $1,000 my first weekend. You met Vicky B. You're meeting Jess. You're meeting these people selling 10 grand right out the gates real fast. That wasn't me. I got off to a slow start because I didn't think the way they thought. So I got to a slower start. It took me a long time to sell that first homemaker set, but I'll tell you right now, those starter sets, I would knock those out. That paid my entire way through college. These starter sets, you could afford these. Any college kid could afford these starter sets, especially with the monthly installment plan. Wait till you see. They break down to be as little as like $25 to $35 a week. If you have a friend that goes to Chipotle, Jimmy John's, PDQ, Chick-fil-A 3 times a week, they could afford one of these sets. And if you guys have a friend like that, by the way, goes to one of those places, then they could get a set. If they go to Smoothie King, Starbucks, Panera, PDQ, Chick-fil-A, Jimmy John's, just pretty much Uber Eats, any of that stuff. If you have a friend that does any of that, any one of them could get one of these sets if they wanted to. Check this out, okay? You can follow along with me. Look at these sets. You scroll down, you find which set they like the best. Look at these price points. A Studio Plus 4 set, $33 a week out of the budget for a married couple who has a house. Look at this. All knife set, $29 a week. The kitchenette set is $24 a week. That's less than $100 a month for 5 months. For an average family of 4, could we all be in agreement that every single person that you show Cutco to that's in our target market could get one of those sets if they wanted to? Thumbs up. You all with me? If they wanted it, they can get that. You ready for a big light bulb? This big light bulb. This is where some of you are going to say, all right, Mike, you got me. I already probably got you before, but this is where you're really going to fall in love. I know Jeremy's sister. This is where Jeremy's sister, Natalia, she sold $3 grand first weekend. Boom, right out the gates. $3 grand first weekend, right out the gates with what I'm about to tell you. If you have 10 people on your list that you have appointments with that could sign up for one of those Chipotle packages, 10 this weekend, that's going to average to be about $5,000 in sales. If all you did was have 10 people sign up for one of these packages this weekend, 10 of these people will be $5,000 in sales. Do you know what your paycheck is for $5,000 in sales? That is an $800 paycheck. And now you're at 20% commission, only at 20, almost at 25% commission right out the bat. If you have 10 people sign up for the Chipotle package. You follow me? $25 a week package. Some of you guys are like, shit, I should have booked up more appointments. Maybe you only have 5 people. If you have 5 people sign up for one of these packages, that's $2,500 in sales first weekend, $2,500 right out the gates. You hit your first promotion, you're almost at your second one, and your first paycheck, drum roll please, $300 paycheck. $300 helping 5 people sign up for the Chipotle package. And that is pretty much what Natalia did her first weekend. She sold $3 grand. She sold a few of these starter packages, nothing crazy. No big deal. This is Jeremy's sister, and she had made about a $400 paycheck her first weekend. This is not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. But you got to go into it. If you expectations create reality, you go into it and you follow what I'm teaching you right here. You build it up to where they think it's $4 grand because that's what the value is. And you tell them it's a third of that. And then if they're not comfortable there, no problem. We drop down, we show them a couple of smaller options. You get to these starter sets and you're confident and you're explaining to them, it is a no-brainer. Now, if they want to be like Joshua's dad and only buy a couple of pieces, totally cool. They'll love it. His dad has had them for 20 years. Awesome. Help him get a couple pieces. Help him get a custom set. No problem. The sets are going to be a better value, but we still want to help him own Cutco. So that's why we show them everything. Homemaker, galley, starter sets. We have a 5-piece custom set we could do. We could do a buy 3, get 1 free. We could do a spend $125 and get a free gadget. We could get them their favorite piece. Well, and I'll show you how to find that. We could get them gadgets and accessories or gifts for other people. There is something for everyone. There is something for everyone. So on your website, before we transition here, I'll show you what this looks like. You keep scrolling down. See the pick 5 special? It's right here. You just read what it says. Customizing options. Miss Jones, you could customize your own set. No problem. Let's take a look and see if maybe I could get you some for free. And this is what your customer sees on their end. So after the sets, you got the pick 5 special. Pick out their favorite 5. Then there's the buy 3, get 1 free. Or buy 5, get the shears free. Or spend 125, get a scoop free. There's also this one here, the buy now bonus. Check this out. Miss Jones, as long as you get at least something today, my office will allow me to throw in free stuff when you upgrade later. So like Joshua's dad, we will hook Joshua's dad up with a bunch of free stuff. It's called reserving the buy now bonus. Of course, you'd be helping me towards my goals. Let's just see how much your favorite piece would be. What's your number one favorite Cutco piece? Most of the time they say the trimmer, which is the one that cuts the tomatoes in the video. So if they say, great, give them the price breakdown. So if it's a trimmer, it's 76 bucks. With tax and admin fee, it's roughly about $42 a month or a little over $1 a day, which is less than a cup of McDonald's coffee. So you could try it out for 2 weeks. And if you like it, keep it. And if not, just return it for a full refund, but I'm sure you'll love it. Would you like to get that piece today? Smile and nod. Who could turn down $1 a day, McDonald's coffee to get the best Cutco cutlery in the world, to get it in their home? You follow me? That's why there's rarely ever a no sale. It's if ever someone doesn't buy Cutco, it's not that they didn't buy, it's that the representative didn't take them through all the options. So the customer couldn't say yes. That's all it is. And that's okay. That's why it's a 60 to 70% closing ratio. See, sometimes representatives get nervous and they like kind of freeze up. They don't know what to do. And that's where they get sacked. You ever watch football? Quarterback gets sacked. They freeze up. They're like, shit, right? No problem. What do? They just call a new play and they get it back in there and they just do more plays. It's okay to get sacked. It's not the end of the world. You just got to do more plays. So if you freeze up, get a little bit nervous and get sacked, it's a no sale, no problem. Just do more appointments, but learn from every appointment you do so you could avoid the sack for the next time. That's why you continue to call your coach before, during, and after each appointment when you're brand new, to learn and get better. Continue to learn and get better. And those, by the way, those piece orders, they'll turn into sets later. Once they get that piece of Cutco in their hand and they start cooking with it. I showed you the cheese knife. I showed you the video. I don't know if you saw that. Man, you check it out on our Instagram. Cut an apple, smoothest damn cut. That thing is incredible. It's amazing. It's amazing. So there's something for everyone. And I want to show you, if they did want to get individual pieces, where do they find the price of the individual pieces? You find it. It's hidden on page 1. If you click that hyperlink on page 1 right here, that's the price list. And that will show you all the breakdown of all the individual prices. So that way you have all the prices of everything that Cutco has. And the cookware and everything. So that's where that is. So let's go ahead. Let me come up for some air. Let's go to the WhatsApp chat. Let's post your biggest takeaways. So what was your biggest takeaways after going through that segment? I know it's a lot of information, but let's break it down. What showed up for you? What was something that really resonated with you? Was it the dropping down and showing all the small options, everything we have? Was it that your coach is going to be there to help them find a perfect option for them? Was it the questions and how low key and simple and professional it is to work with them to find something that they like and they're comfortable with? Is it is it the process of asking for the sale? What showed up for you during this process as we're doing the negotiations and doing the closing to help a customer make a comfortable yes decision? Hit us up in the chat box and WhatsApp. Let us know what showed up for you.